And our last best of one of today before we are going into the grand final will be between Team Outcasts and Bastards. They both got their way through the whole tournament successfully and are now trying to win on border. For that, Bastards will start defending and immediately start off by banning Thermite again. And the attack this time will be the Lion ban. We've definitely seen Lion in the Epsonic Outcast game. I don't know if it was actually if he was actually banned by Team Outcasts, but they are probably the ones responsible for that. Mira now being the one out for the defenders and the last defensive operator to be banned. Could again be Clash. I mean, we haven't seen her the last match because she was banned, and so she will as well. Clash is not getting any love by Bastards, so we are going to lose Mira and Clash. We are getting Thermite and Lion though also out, and I already said I like Thermite bans. So I'm actually thankful for that Clash ban. I actually like Thermite bans because having him out just completely changes how you are going to attack armory lockers, meaning you need to bring Hibana, but if you use Hibana to open up the reinforced hard wall, you still need to go in, and at that point you just created a second choke point to go through. Also one that is easier to attack from the enemy team. So how are you going to attack this side? That is one of the hardest questions if you are losing Thermite to attack. But they will. So now the attack by who's attacking actually? It is Outcasts with being Hibana, Glass, Capitao and Thatcher. On the defense, we are getting the Echo, Jäger, Smoke, Maestro, and Legion defense. Like I said, for Armory Lockers Archives, not the worst defense imaginable. I guess if you are actually banning the Thermite, you don't actually need to build anything on Bandit, because there's no real reason to have Bandit around. Because there's not really a good hard breach to go through, which is why they are not A, using Bandit, or B, using the Mute as well, which could be, well, something you could use instead of Bandit, but in that case won't. Well, Soggy trying to make his way up, will not do so for now. Well, actually, what is he doing? Okay, plays in his evil eye at least, so he's got a way to try and attack his enemy team. Look at Sani already setting up his X-Kyruses. Those will take out some hard walls, just for little Soggy to be careful about, because he's got 3 players on the other side. He needs to try and take those out. Lancelot already trying to see if he can find any one of his enemy players. There are the Candelas, and with those, Oddball could try to go in. He will at least see Lil Soggy is completely flashed and can't see anything. With that, he will be successfully find 1 kill. Minibatsu finding a second one will be taken out by Oddball. Actually, it's Bashye who will be taken out by Oddball. Minibatsu is still staying alive as Smoke right here in the desk. Oddball finding the kill against Commotion. Minibatsu coming up forward, but will be killed in the meantime by Oddball, and with that, it is only Micromed in a 1v3 is at least able to get Rarufu. But now needs to somehow find the remaining 3 kills, and he has only 25 HP left. His yokais are completely useless now, because for now all they can do is actually see where the enemies are. But with that, Oddball will push him, will find that last kill, and bring this to the 1-0. So Outcasts actually with a really fairly strong defense, and if they keep this up, they might be able to bring this to the to the 6 points for them pretty early on. For Bastards, it is not looking too good, because that attack was definitely strong, and they need to step up their defense if they want to get against that, because I think the Ying was the most important part in their attack. Throwing those candelas, successfully getting through a choke point, and just being in position to see where you enemies are staying is completely important, because with that he is able to find two. Was it oddball? I think it might be. He was able to find 2 kills. Oh, actually in the end got the ace. How have I not noticed that? Okay, yeah, it definitely was the Ying that did most of the attacking. Oh wow, okay. How have I completely missed that ace coming out? Normally you don't do that. But okay, oddball actually successfully acing the enemy team. Rarufu at least taking 2. But other than that, 3 players nearly completely done by oddball. Of course, 2 players already killed by him just charging in. Minibatsu being completely unfortunate with trying to face him as smoke. And then there's also Micromet who just got pushed in the end. And if you're getting pushed and don't expect that, yeah, it's not the best thing for you, is that? So, oddball, last drone alive, will now be pushed out of those drones because we are going into the action phase. Micromet still waiting with 2 yokais in place. And those yokais could do good for you. Thing is, Micromet wasn't able to successfully defend that diffuser. He definitely got 1 yokai off because, well, the Ying oddball running in was definitely stunned by it. But other than that, he wasn't able to do too much. I think he was completely unfortunate with the Thatchers just throwing 1 EMP nade in to begin everything. Lancelot trying to come off from the vehicle's customs, just trying to peek through, and Rarufu taking oddball out. And that is more and more unfortunate because I don't think that was really Rarufu's fault. I guess oddball ran through that fire dart. But that is unfortunate because, well, if it is going to go like it did last time, you've just lost the only player that is going to get frags. But there's still Sorbet. He's trying to get 2 kills, who will get those 2 kills and bring this to a 4v3. There's still some smoke lying around. The diffuser is getting planted. All 3 remaining players are just standing back, waiting for some mistakes to happen. The Blackbeard will be the first one to actually show himself. Lancelot stepping through a goo. The diffuser just not planted for now. Lil Soggy is going to come from behind. The diffuser still not planted. Lil Soggy is coming. We'll find 1 kill. We'll find the second one. Bring it all to a 2v3. They took so long to plant the diffuser. He's still alive. He's coming around, finding the 3rd one, and bring this all to a 3v1. Lancelot is completely not in position, and them taking so long will completely allow Lil Soggy to come in from behind, find 3 kills. Commotion will find the last one, and with that we are going to go into the 1-1. And how have bastards done that? Like, honestly, I think this was the yokai. I think, really, the Echo using his yokai perfectly to try and get every single enemy player on the other side. That looked so good. And, really, what are you going to do in Outcasts' place? Well, actually, you could have done something, couldn't you? Because you have the Blackbeard trying to hold everyone off coming from, well, actually, B side. You've got the Glass looking that no one can come from B side. You've got 1 player to plant the diffuser, and you've got a 2nd player that could try to at least see if anyone is going to try and push from behind. No one did that. No one did that, and of course you are going to lose your round if no one is going to come cover behind, because you've just opened that up. And if the delay by the yokais is long enough, there is going to be 1 player who can just walk around completely unnoticed, because there's no one to even cover against that. No one can see if anyone is trying to come from behind, and so that player will just do that and find those kills. So really well done by who was it? Commotion? Commotion. Really well done by him to find those kills. So Commotion actually bring this all to a 1-1. is now trying to hold clear, trying to hold up against everyone else. Because they've just won one round that looked pretty well. But the thing is, if Commotion wouldn't have pushed from behind, that round wouldn't even have been possible for them to win. Probably not. It might have still been, but probably not.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers are moving to
So they need to do the same thing again, but this time a little bit more clearer. They cannot lose 2 players immediately to Sorbet. He played this so well as Glass. Those 2 kills to start everything off looked good. Commotion. Right now is Jäger just holding off, trying to prepare everything for the upcoming attack, and there will be an attack. Oddball just on his way through. He's right now in the main lobby, trying to see if he can find anyone looking at him. He's actually not shooting the... Oh, okay. Not shooting the camera, just to try and stay hidden a little bit longer, but of course there's someone going to come around and that is going to see him through the camera. So, Minibatsu is now getting attacked up in the armory lockers. Lancelot just opened up that first reinforcement, that first castle barricade. With that, there's a Capital right behind him. Minibatsu taking huge amounts of damage. He's now down to 15 HP. Needs to stay safe. Of course, he still has Bashir with him. But how much can Bashir actually do? Drones right now are coming in. Goo mines will be taken out immediately, but Lancelot takes out the Legion in the end, and right now it's only Minibatsu, the last player alive in Armory Lockers Archives, or Armory Lockers might I add. He's getting pushed from 2 sides and in a 1v3. At least seeing that first player take an oddball out, jumping down immediately, but he's still down to 15 HP. He needs to stay alive for the longest amount of time, and there's no way he can stay alive for until the end of the round. Well, there is a way, but this is just so hard. Lil Soggy setting up his mute jammers. Lancelot finding another kill. That C4 is not going to take out anyone, but at least deals some damage to Patazzini. The mute jammer at least able to hold off the X-Kyruses for a long time, but that time is now over. Micromed seeing one drone, hoping to stay safe against the player coming in from up top. Lil Soggy successful with another kill against Sorbet. Finding the kill with the headshot through the wall. Patazzini with another kill against Commotion. So now it's a 2v3. They've got both players on side. Lil Soggy hoping he can maybe find a kill towards Bathroom, but there's no player there right now. Micromed will get pushed from upstairs soon. Needs to stay safe against that because Rarufu is now dropping down. Will not see Micromed at all. Micromed around the corner. Finding the headshot against Rarufu, bringing this all to a 2v2. Lil Soggy still on his way towards main lobby. Micromed coming into the hallway. We'll try to see that diffuser being planted any time. We'll find the kill against Patazzini. And now it's all down to Lancelot. Lancelot with 10 seconds left to go. He's got 2 players still to kill. And he needs to find that diffuser. And he needs to find that quick. 4 seconds. There's no way he can find both kills. Especially with Lil Soggy coming up towards him and finding that last kill. So, Lil Soggy successful with kill number 2 in the round. Might have been 2. Might have also been his first one, but he's got 5 kills in general. Oddball starting off with an ace in the first round. That was my printer. Just able to get those 5 kills, no kill after that. So, I mean, if Outcasts isn't going to be able to win their rounds in the end, like they've got the setup down. Their setup is looking pretty good. And they start off, they try to make their way into the side. And they get there for the most part. But in the end, it's the last 2 or 3 players that are just their end. And those 2 to 3 players are able to take down every single one of their enemies. And with that, well, Bastards is actually able to bring this to a 2-1. So, Outcasts, now the last, losing the lead in a disadvantage against Micromed and co. Who are leading with at least 1 round, which is better than nothing. So, next up, Supply Room Customs. Next round they will be able to get back to the armory again. But this round they need to try and win this with the supply room customs defense. For that, they are probably sending one player up. Question is he going to go to the armory or is he going to stay in, well, CCTV? Because I think we've seen little Soggy do that before, and I'm pretty sure he stayed in armory lockers, which he is doing again. Opening up those first two barricades as well. I don't know why I'm always forgetting the word for barricade, but okay. Now staying safe in CCTV. Could also try and move up towards armory, of course, which is also always an option he should try to use, because Rarufu is just on his way through, finding that first kill immediately. Little Soggy not even noticing that barricade is already open, and with that he will be killed right away. Lancelot trying to see if he can find anyone downstairs. There's one player at least. That should be Bashi, who's now down on the ground, trying to stay alive a little bit longer. But Oddball coming from upstairs as Buck finding that kill and bring this to the 5v3. And right now this isn't looking too good for Bastards, because they are losing players left and right. Rarufu finding the next kill against Commotion. Micromet will be spotted in the end. We'll at least see one player, but he's now down to 50 HP. There's another nade coming in. Micromet will at least not take any damage toward by that. But Minibatsu also completely out of sight. Needs to somehow find his way toward Micromet, because the diffuser has planted. Time is ticking against them. Micromet completely cornered in supply. Will at least see one player, but he needs to take him out. Will be killed. Sorbet will find the next kill against... well, actually, Patazzini will find the next kill against Minibatsu. And with that, we are going to go into the 2-2. So, a better round starting off for Team Outcasts. They were able to bring this to a 2-1. Well, they is Bastards, actually. They were able to bring this to a 2-1. And after that, Team Outcasts just starts off. Finds the first kill against Commotion immediately. Gets the second one. Gets the third one. They got kills left and right. They were with 5 players, I think, still alive. What are you going to do against that? There's nothing you can do. So, now the draw. It is looking close. Like I said, this is probably going to be a close match between the two. But one team is going to try and take the lead in this last round of the half. For that, they've got, well, the Armory Lockers defense again. They've lost that the first time. Maybe they are going to be able to defend that as well as they did the second time. Which, of course, was a close round, because it all came down to Commotion just running around the back and finding kills by just Micromet delaying that diffuser plant. If they aren't able to do that again, this round will not go towards them if it's going the same way we had before. So, Micromet on the yokais. He needs to try and... What are you doing? Oh, I see. He needs to try and, well, actually place his yokai first. Hold off his enemy team as long as possible. Can't you just move up to that and throw it upwards? Because if you've got vertical momentum and not horizontal momentum, that would have been a much easier throw, Micromet. But no, he's trying to do it the hard way. So second yokai set up on another position. Micromet actually bringing up the yokai spots. I don't know if I particularly like this, because, well, your yokai is going to sit on top of the roof anyway, but okay. Sorbet actually starting this off, getting the first kill of the round as Glass, Oddball on his way through, will be killed immediately by, was it Bashir? I think it was. Bashir finding the kill against Maverick, and that is a problem, because we've just seen that there's still a little bit reinforcement left on that reinforcement for that hole we see right there in the corner, meaning that hole will not be finished. Now the yokai drone for the echo. Micromet trying to hold this off as long as possible. Sorbet finding another kill. Rarufu already on site, will be killed immediately. Sorbet finding the next player, that is Bashir, getting a loads of kills. Micromet still alive on his yokai, but he's now the last player. He's in a 1v3. He's got 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. He will definitely try to delay that diffuser a little bit longer, but I don't know if it actually will be possible, because of course he has 2 yokais. Can he use those yokais to actually keep that diffuser off the ground for 1 minute and 20 while he's also getting pushed by the sledge on Lancelot? I don't think so. His yokai will fall, Sorbet will find that last kill, and with that we are going to go into the 3-2 for that first half. Outcasts actually able to win this half with just a 1-round lead. And a 1-round lead can easily be brought back by their enemy team. It is, like I said, 1 round, it's 1/5 of a half. It is no problem for them to do. After they've got 1 round, they will draw this out, and with that, it's all an even playing field. Question is, are they going to be able to win that next round? The answer they have to provide. I don't know. We can only hope for them, because they've got a strong team against them, and that is Outcasts. If you are going to give Outcasts the room, they are going to take that room, and they are going to win it right here and then. Same thing goes for Bastards, but right now Outcasts is a little bit more successful with taking their room away and not giving them any grounds to actually base their win on.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So, scoreline 3-2. Some damage already done to Sorbet. Don't know why they always do that. I'm pretty sure, was it them or the Bastards in comeback? In the last game. We've definitely see one team in here getting 1 player down to, well, 20 HP in the beginning, which don't know why they do that. No, that was the last game. Don't know if it was comeback or Bastard, because I particularly remember the mute throwing those C4s at that player.
5 seconds remaining.
Which it was on border.
Attackers have recovered
Down there
the
in
diffuser.
the
Attackers
workshop.
moving out to locate a bomb and
Sonic and Outcast played Oregon. That is unnecessary details, obviously. And Oddball finding the detail where his enemy team is attacking from, but Micromet finding the detailed head and bringing this to a 4v5. But Bashir also on the ground. If he can be killed by that player who injured him, this will be the 4v4. Question is, who injured him, and is that player able to find that kill? I think it might have been Sorbet. He's got it. No, he doesn't have the shot against that player. Definitely wasn't Sorbet. Who injured him? Maybe Patazzani, who's as Ela right now, just running around downstairs. Scott Rarufu with him as Jäger, and Sorbet finding the kill against Lil Soggy, bringing this to the 4v4 after all. Commotion still sitting on Maverick, rappelling upstairs. He's got Micromet with him as the Hibana, just droning in. Will lose his drone in the end, or with that at least find out where another player is sitting at. Patazzani's still downstairs, or Arufu is also making his way downstairs. Sorbet still trying to get a kill from his position. But he should be spotted, because I think, yes, he should have gotten a kill from there already. Still, there's a second player coming out, but Bashir will be killed by Sorbet as well. I don't know where he's gotten that first kill. Actually, let me check. Is there that body? Yes, there is. So Bashir should have known that Sorbet was playing that position. Still, Sorbet is somehow successfully finding 2 kills. Commotion right now opening up a little kill hole for at least a battery. Will find the first one, and is now trying to see if he can find the second one. 4v3. Still 4 players defending, and they know what their enemy team is trying to do. They've seen the kills, they've heard that they are trying to do that, and Lancelot's setting up his yokai on the same position. And actually, I was complaining about that yokai position, but I in the end, he had a pretty good grasp on what he was trying to achieve with that yokai. 2 kills going in for Bastards. Because if you've got that yokai here, Lancelot's dropping down again, that yokai is completely hidden. And completely safe, can't be attacked at all. So Lancelot right now just hoping that he gets pushed, hoping that he can find a kill against that, find the yokai shot against the player with the diffuser, because he's got 2 shots in the yokai. It's still 20 seconds left to go. Maybe he can even find the kill, but he needs to be careful because there are 2 players just standing there. Yokai going out will at least take 1 player out. But he's now completely alone, seeing that Minibatsu is pushing him from the side. Still, Minibatsu is getting that kill and bringing this to the next round. And it is really unfortunate because Minibatsu just taken out his team completely from the back, coming around into the armory, and he's just sneaking up on his enemy player, and he could have seen that. Don't know why no one gave him the information that, well, there is another player. But with that being said and done, we are going to see the draw. Somehow Bastards is going to be able to get a 4v3 into a, well, 3 versus no one, and survive the round with 3 players still alive. Which, yes, of course, it is not that much of a difference. It's 1 player in a 4v3. But getting no kills against your enemies, that seems nearly impossible. But yeah, Bastards start off by getting the first 2 kills, and then have 1 player, while the rest is just distracting the whole enemy team, have 1 player come around from the backside and try and get those kills. Of course, if the Echo would have been able to delay that diffuser for long enough, that might have been still be the round for Outcasts, but for that, they would have needed a player still left alive, and they didn't have that. So a 3-3, even grounds, a draw again. 1 team is going to have to bring that draw to either 6 or 7 rounds. But for now, we can only guess who that team is going to be. Both teams look pretty even, and this seems to be a head on a what do you call that? I've even forgotten the German name for that. I know the German name now, but I've completely forgotten the English name for that word. So, yeah. In general, this seems to be a really, really close game. And considering that, well, it's a 3-3, it is not. It doesn't even seem like a close game. It is a close game. Look at the kills. Those look... do they look pretty even? Yeah. I mean, yes, in general they do. Sorbet in general has more kills than anyone else. More kills than at least Micromet and Minibatsu combined. Well, he's got exactly the same amount of kills as they both have combined. But while he's more kills, he has still 1 player with 2 kills more on his team. So the kills look pretty even and are pretty even. Of course, like I always say, it's not all about the kills, but they play a huge part. Oddball. Trying to see if anyone is trying to push into... Is it ventilations? That might not be ventilations. No, it definitely isn't. Trying to see if anyone is going to push to tell us. Which for now is not the case. Sorbet finding another glitch commotion, bringing this all to a 5v4. Oddball still not able to find a kill. Or a player, for that matter. But is now at least seeing the first one. He still has his Nitro Cell, but that player isn't moving closer towards him, so he can't actually use his Nitro Cell to find that kill. But he can give the information to his team. Micromet was a player in question, is just now still waiting to push forward. But Atsani should know there's at least 1 player on the other corner. Micromet already pushing forward. Minibatsu downstairs in the, server room. Finding the kill against Oddball and bringing this all to a 4v4. Minibatsu completely sneaks up on Oddball, and Oddball doesn't expect that. Will be killed right away, and with that a 4v4. That is still a possible round for everyone. Patazzini trying to get out there, will find one kill, will try to find the second one, will at least injure that player, but Minibatsu coming from behind, finding that last kill, will now sit in a 3v1 if he cannot pick up Micromet. Micromet crawling towards him, they will not be seen, that player will be successfully picked up. And with that, we are going to go to a 2v3. Still Micromet on half of his health. Grenades going in to Zofia, using her complete lifeline. Rarufu being killed first. Micromet getting the second one against Sorbet, and with that, it is all down to Lancelot. 10 seconds left to go, and he still has one yokai set up. He can still try to do this. The diffuser is getting planted. Yokai shot coming off any second now. 2 seconds left to go, and with that, this is the round. Outcasts actually able to win the 7th round because no one found the diffuser. Well, yokai. And that is just such a... Well, that hurts. That really hurts for yourself. To lose a round because you've got a yokai on the enemy side and not enough time. Because the easiest way to try and prevent yourself from losing one of those rounds is to just go in and try to plant the diffuser with not 10 seconds left to go, but maybe make it 30. If there's just 2 yokai shots on the enemy drone, well... And if there's just 1 yokai, well, 30 seconds is more than enough. Actually, what's the maximum time you can delay that diffuser? The maximum time being... Well, the maximum time with you having to shoot that second shot right away. Because if you're shooting the first shot, chances are you are getting shot at with your drone. So you have to shoot fast. Because you saw that on... who's playing as yokai, as Echo actually? Whoever it was, you saw that he immediately shot that second shot. And that is such an important thing for Echoes to do. Not to wait till that diffuser is getting planted or nearly fully planted, but to immediately answer the second shot and try to shoot your yokai off again. Because if there's still 2 players alive, that second player is going to try to find your yokai. So well done. Well done by, I actually completely forgot who was playing Echo.
10 seconds left.
Might have been Lancelot. But whoever it was, really well done, really well played. And they nearly lost a 2v3, which started off in a 1v3. They knew where that Hibana was down. They could have easily aimed out of that window and tried to get the kill against the Zofia, but they didn't even try. Which was a risk. 2 players getting 1 kill each. A 1v2 is really hard to win, except for when you are Echo and your enemy team has no time left. With that, a 4v3. And Outcasts now only need 2 rounds to win. On the other side, Bastards need 3 rounds, and they need to win this in a row. Those in a row, if they actually want to win without going to an overtime. 1 round more, and, well, Oddball and co. Outcasts are definitely guaranteed to go into an overtime at least. Oddball now down to 10 HP. Needs to be careful, otherwise he's not going any longer, but will be downed by his teammate, by the Valkyrie. Net-C4 jumping off of his body, and with that, Oddball will be back up to 50 HP. But who's that player actually going down in supply room? Doesn't seem to be commotion, because for now he's still staying outside. Was Lil Soggy, who's going back in again, trying to see if he can find anyone, while Oddball on the other side of that sign in customs inspection. Still hoping he can see where Lil Soggy is going to come around. Bash here, I think, right now staying in CCTV. And that is something Oddball needs to be careful about, because that player could try to push him at any point. Oddball now getting the next kill against Lil Soggy, is now down to 10 HP again, and he can't be down a second time, so he will stay on 10 HP. Knows where his second player is, he's at least got a hole right there, but 1 shot is enough to take him out. His teammate Lancelot will be killed in the meantime, so it's all down to a 4v4. In theory, Bastards has more HP than their enemy team. They've got, well, their enemy team have barely got enough HP for 3 players. And Bastards are still full on all 4. And those 4 players are now trying to jump in. Minibatsu finding the kill against Patazzani. making it a 1v3. Sorbet still staying alive. Commotion finding the kill against Oddball. Raurufu still downstairs in the bathroom, hoping he can find where those enemy players are trying to jump through. In the bathroom, he should stay safe for now because there's no one actually able to try and push him. He's going to be droned out. That means he needs to change positions because the bug upstairs is going to try and see him in there. But Sorbet finding that first kill against Bashir. Grenade coming through will not take anyone out. Rufu still on full health will find that bug and bring this to a 1v2. A 1v3 to a 1v2 where Rufu can still try to win this, but Commotion is pushing around, finding that headshot and bringing this to the 4-4. A draw again for Bastards, and right now they both need to win 2 rounds in a row to stay alive to win this without going to overtime. It is possible, but it's just a hard thing to do because right now I think the only team able to win 2 rounds in a row was Bastards. Other than that, it was just a back and forth. Outcasts winning around, Bastards winning around. Actually, no. The first half was Outcasts, Bastards, Outcasts. So they actually were able to, both able to win 2 rounds in a row, but they need to do that again. Because if they can't, well, that's it. So a 4-4 coming out. Castle, Legion, Bandit, Jäger, Ile on the defending side. Hibana, Twitch, Bug, Doke, AB instead of Sledge, and IQ on the attacking side. And the Ila will be switched with the smoke on Patazzani. So let's see how that smoke is going to perform. Well, in comparison to that Ila. Because Ila did well on some parts for Patazzani. Smoke could do even better. Thing is, in comparison to Echo, who's able to delay the round, of course, I think I like Echo more than having a smoke. Because, well, while smoke can delay a plant, there's nothing stopping you from just completely running through a gas canister. You take some damage, but it doesn't kill you. It doesn't kill you that fast, except for if you maybe have a thinker, then it kills you a little bit faster. I try to make the pun and say I think, but I actually know that it does. I just think it's not that fast. I still did it. Try and stop me. Micromat right now on his way inside. He's still playing Hibana. He's the only hard diffuser still left who hasn't been banned. Well, of course, technically you could call hard diffuser hard breacher. Technically you could call Maverick a hard breacher. But he's definitely doing something against reinforcements, making him a hard, but I wouldn't call him a breacher. I'd call him a hard holer, maybe, but using Maverick to breach when it's something else than, well, hatches or, well, barricades is not going to work out, is it? You are not going to breach through a complete wall, and if you are, that breached wall is just going to be another choke point. But he's quiet in doing so. So Microman right now seeing a player right in front of him in Archives. That player is trying to push again. That is Lancelot, who needs to stay alive. They can't lose Lancelot again that early into the round. Just because you don't actually want to lose players, of course. Sorbet therefore killing Commotion immediately. Lancelot will be killed by Minibots in the meantime. Minibots to bring this all to a 4v4. Micromet already on his way inside. One drone being thrown. He therefore is trying to find where Sorbet is standing right now. Sorbet still waiting in desk. Will at least see that drone, but that drone for now is still staying alive. Oddball taking some damage. Actually, Sorbet shooting him completely. And it is still a 4v4. The bug on Minibatsu will be taken out. If they can't pick him up, it will be a 4v3. But Bashir, with a successful kill against Sorbet, will bring this to a 4v3. But with a kill against Outcasts. So this might be the round that Bastards are actually able to win. Thing is, they still need to get downstairs. The diffuser, or the bombs are still planted, well, down in the workshop, and for that they need to somehow make their way down onto the first floor, which is just such a hard way to do, considering there's still players waiting. Of course, Minibatsu also taking some damages again, down to 25 HP. Micromet opening up the first hatch, could try to jump through. There's another player on the other side. Rarufu will be spotted a little soggy, finding the first kill against Oddball. Rarufu still staying alive. 15 seconds left to go. That diffuser needs to be brought onto the ground. Rarufu will see one player, but Minibatsu actually staying on the servers. Summer with 25 HP stays alive with 5 HP. The diffuser is going to be planted. Patatsani at least finding the first kill, but will be killed by Bashir. In the meantime, with that, we are going to see the 4-5 for Bastards, who will try to bring this up to the 4-6 match point. And if Bastards are able to bring this to the 4-6, we are going to see the final with OG Squad, I think, against Bastards. But for that, they still need to win one round, and Outcasts can still try to bring this to an overtime. For that, they also just need to win one round. For both teams, it is just this next round, and that round is deciding. Are we going to see 2, maybe even 3 more rounds, or is it going to stop right here in the 10th round? Bashir swapping from Zephyr to Glass. Oddball staying on Bandit, was trying to do it as Vigil, but is now staying on the Bandit. Echo going out again for Lancelot, who I think actually, yes, he was the Echo who did that. Remember, he had that great play where he actually was able to keep that diffuser off the ground for long enough that he was able to win a 1v2 without even pushing his enemies. If he can repeat that, this might be the 5-5. This is one of the easier defenses, and this might be a glimmer of hope for Team Outcasts. But if they aren't able to win this, well, that hope is quickly going to be gone. Sorbet right now, just setting up his ADSs. Setting up in archives. Will not be able, well, will not try to hold off any nades coming in. And of course, you've got the Rook on your own team. That is not what you should use Rook for, but that's also something you could use Rook for. Now it's completely, you don't have to shoot anyone or throw anyone with throw a C4 at anyone to down him. You can shoot him, well, at least as you shoot if you're not shooting him in the head, that is fine. You can shoot him anywhere with, well, you could try and shoot him with an AWP and he'd still be downed. So, well, that is now something they've got going for them. What they don't have for them is Sorbet, who's completely missing Minibatsu, not even seeing where he's coming from. Minibatsu staying hidden, well, actually below his scope. I haven't actually realized if it was a holo or a reflex, but if that was a reflex, that is completely unfortunate, because he picked that reflex scope to just have a smaller and slimmer scope compared to that holographic, and still not being able to see your enemy, although you've got a reflex on. That would be unfortunate. Oddball right now still playing on the holographic as Bandit. He's in CCTV and trying to see any one of his enemy team players. Commotion with his drone in CCTV, I think. Where did he have a drone? Because Twitch's drone can't jump. That high-tech drone that actually isn't able to do anything. It looked like it was off the ground. Might have not been his drone, which of course is also possible. Yes, was it? I don't think it was, because I'm not seeing a crosshair. Yes. Also high-tech drone, but I think isn't in color. Is it in color? Don't think so. So, Commotion, still waiting to see how he's somehow attacking it against Oddball, but Oddball dropping down. And actually, I wasn't expecting that. Minibatsu staying down instead, and Oddball also not expecting that. He will be taken out immediately and bring this all to a 3v4. But look at the time. The Echo is still alive, and there's still 50 seconds to go, but 2 players left alive, and if those 2 players can delay it for long enough, the Echo is still going to be able to delay this for the win. Patatsani right now in the offices needs to be careful. Will take some damage through a wall, but still, that's only 10 HP he's losing. He's still staying alive. And he's got 2 players right in front of him. Those 2 players are trying to push him at any minute. Going in will be the first one. Patatsani seeing 2 will be taken out by Minibatsu. 20 seconds left to go. Rarufu is still alive. Taking out Commotion and bringing this to the 2v3. And there's still the Echo. As long as Pajie can't go in and find that kill, which he will, that Echo will destroy a round. But of course, Echo will fall to the ground and not out onto Rarufu in a 1v3. He's at least finding that first kill against Little Soggy. That glass is still staying in the smoke. Rarufu coming around the corner, at least taking some damage or giving some damage to Pajie, who's now just changing positions. Is that a pink glass sniper? Oh, it is. Oh, it's beautiful. At least it is for me, and I'm colorblind. Rarufu now on the diffuser. He knows that he's getting pushed from 2 sides. He's at least trying to see where that first enemy player is coming from, but that is Minibatsu. He's finding that kill, and with that, the 6th round will go to Bastards, and Bastards will successfully go into the final with a 6-4 right here on Border. And oh, that little sequence in the end, Minibatsu as the MVP.